Hi everyone and welcome back to my channel. I hope you guys are all doing well and are keeping safe. If you don't know me, my name is Beatrice A and we are back again with another video. As you can tell from the title down below, we are trying out the new famous TikTok kind of foundation. Obviously it's the Kat Von D Good Apple Foundation Balm, and yeah, like I absolutely love complexion products. I'm always looking for something different because I really do believe that different foundations have different things to offer. So my foundation collection game is actually pretty damn strong, but when I saw this one I knew I had to go. They're gunshots. Anyways, I knew I had to go and purchase this and try it out for myself. As someone who has severe hyperpigmentation, severe acne, so many skin problems, I just thought, you know what, I need to try it out for my girls that don't have the perfect skin and, you know, are looking to kind of get a product that will look good and cover up the damn hyperpigmentation, the damn dark marks that we have that is so visible. So if you want to see how it turned out, I mean, you can kind of see on my face, that's the product that I've got on right now, so you can see what it do. Make sure you stay tuned, make sure you subscribe to the channel, and without further ado, let's just get straight into this review.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Where you are with one girl? Where you are with one girl?
Okay, so as you can tell from the title, today we are trying out the new Kat Von D Good Apple Balm Foundation, or Foundation Balm, and I am super happy to try this. Now listen, I have always been a Kat Von D stan because for someone like me who suffers with severe hyperpigmentation, severe dark marks, severe acne, I always need a foundation that is going to cover them up. Otherwise, I'm not going to feel secure when I'm going out and about. That's just the way it is. And obviously, you know, don't come for me in the comments, oh, you need to take off your skin. I am doing that because if you see my skin even a couple of months ago, you will see a clear difference. But we're not going to get into that today. So yeah, I've always been a Kat Von D stan. I had the Locket tattoo foundation and I was using it for basically 2 years plus, and I was in the shade 74, so that's the reason why I picked up the same shade 74 again. I'm hoping that the colors are kind of aligned because otherwise this review is going to look hella weird. But yes, obviously you can see I have severe hyperpigmentation, severe scars, so I need a foundation that is going to cover that. But obviously, you know, times have changed. We don't really want a cakey look. That's not really what's in. We want to be able to cover up our scars but also have some sort of radiance, some sort of beam, some skin-like appearances with that, and that's the reason why I'm super excited to try this out, because I feel like this might be able to do both. From what I've seen on TikTok anyway, I've seen kind of like a small glow to it, and I know it's meant to be a kind of matte-ish foundation, but I feel like because it's a balm, it's gonna still be nourishing. I mean, it's got hyaluronic acid in it, and it's got a couple of other key ingredients which will definitely contribute to brightening and, you know, making your skin feel hydrated. So there's no point just, you know, bang on applying this. You know, I'm gonna do my normal routine because I feel like if you're testing out a foundation and you have to change so much, then is it really the foundation that you need? I like my routine, so I'm just gonna do my routine and then obviously substitute what other foundation I would use with this. Just for your references, I am typically the shade Macau in NARS, MAC NC50, NW44/45. What other, I'm trying to think of what other, I feel like those two are kind of the main ones. Yeah, I'm just gonna say those two really and truly, but you kind of know what my shade is. And yeah, so like I said, I am trying out the shade Tan 74. So this is the packet that it comes in, you know, just small, compact, it's vegan, yeah, and it lasts for 12 months, just so you know, so that's pretty good. I don't like foundations that last less than 12 months because there's no point. So just to kind of show what it looks like out the packet. So out the packet it looks like this. It's got the Kat Von D engraving at the bottom, and obviously it's clear. I think one thing that stands out for me at the moment is the fact that obviously there's no mirror, which for me is a downside. But to be honest, when it comes to foundation, I don't really need my mirror. It's more with the bronzers and the eyeshadows that I need my mirror. So I think this is all right. The reason why it's called the Good Apple foundation is because it does contain some apple extract, which again contributes to nourishing the skin. So one thing about the Kat Von D locket is it's very matte and very heavy, and I believe that it for some people it may cause blockage in your pores, therefore leading to more problems, which obviously means clogged pores, more acne, more scarring, just to end a vicious cycle that never really ends. So hopefully this kind of combats that. But just looking at it, this is kind of what the foundation looks like. I'm just gonna take my hand and kind of put it over it, and guys, it is extremely creamy. This is like a balm. As you can see, this is what it looks like when I swatch it on my hand. When I say balm, like if you've got the I mean, we all kind of know what a balm is, but if you've got, for example, the Clinique Take the Day Off balm, it's literally like that. It feels like Vaseline, you know, that texture. That's literally what it's giving me. And to be honest, I kind of like that, and I think that's what my skin kind of needs to be able to, you know, breathe. And that's what the point of this foundation is. So before we jump into that, let me just do what I would normally do. So just to prep my skin, I'm going to go in with the Bobbi Brown Vitamin Enriched Face Base. I'm just going to put that all over my face. So I'm going to go in with the Fenty Beauty Hydrating Primer. Sorry, it's a bit dirty. Just gonna put a couple of pumps on my face too. And then to finish off prepping my face, I'm gonna go in with the Vitamin E Hydrating Mist. So I'm gonna basically do one side of my face using a beauty blender and then the other side of my face using a brush, just to kind of see what differences between the two, see whether one works better than the other. But yeah, I typically go in with my base straight away, and then I go in and do my eyebrows, my eyeshadow, all them things kind of there, and then come back and, you know, finish up the look with the small details. So let's go in first with the beauty blender. So in terms of the beauty blender, I'm using the Remsco Creations beauty blender, and what I'm simply gonna do is I'm going to actually just tap it in, because it is a balm. So I'm just gonna tap it in like so. Okay, it is picking up products, and then I'm literally just gonna apply it. So as you can see, I've got severe hyperpigmentation on the side of my face. So what I'm gonna do, I'm just gonna get my mirror here, is I'm just gonna place, okay, first impressions are, even though it covers a lot, like look at that, Jesus, like what are you guys seeing that? Hey, so one thing is that Kat Von D is still covering up the dark marks. That's what someone like me who suffers from hyperpigmentation needs. I'm so sorry. As much as, you know, you want to do skin light finish, I didn't come here to be doing foundation and all this effort for my skin to be still showing all my scarring. Like, sorry, that ain't gonna happen. If you saw I had one really dark mark there, it's gone. Guys, I am shook. This for me, for someone who suffers from hyperpigmentation like myself, as you can see, I'm going to leave that one for the brush. But as you can see, you can still see a radiant-ish finish. Look at that. It's a perfect match. Like I said, I've used Kat Von D before, so I know what shade I am. But like, you know, go on foundation.com to find your exact match. I am super impressed with that, guys. I did have to dab it into the balm quite a bit. But all in all, if I were to compare it using other foundations, it's still probably the same. But I am really loving this finish. I am really and truly, I'm not even trying to exaggerate here. I'm not even just saying this just because of saying sake. This for me is the type of finish that I tend to go for, because it's still, as you can see, there's still some sort of shimmer to it. Like, it's not completely cakey, and that's probably due to the fact that I am using a beauty blender, so it is taking away the excess off. But you can see the massive difference. Like, you can see my scarring on this side, and you can see this is basically perfect skin. So now let me just switch from my beauty blender. I'm going to go in with my Morphe M439 brush, and I'm going to do the same thing. So I'm actually going to just apply the, oh, right, damn, right. This picks up a lot of product quickly, so you don't need that much. Right, I've only tapped in just a tiny bit. So now I'm just going to go in with this side, and I'm just going to, just by doing that, it's covered. This, covered. No, I'm impressed. But let's just pat it in and see how it looks and compare the two. So I have basically finished my base. Guys, I genuinely really like this. Like, I never really go out without anything and just foundation. You know, when you just want to do quick errands, some people be putting on foundations or like skin tint, but for me skin tint doesn't really work because obviously I have still quite dark scarring. But this is giving me like a natural-ish finish. It is a little bit darker compared to my neck, but that's just how I do my foundation and how I like my foundation. But I really hope you guys can see that there is still some sort of glow. It's not completely matte, but for someone who does have oily skin, this is perfect because I can tell there is some matteness to it, so it definitely is controlling the shine. But again, I have just put it on, so this is what I would typically expect anyway. But I really do like how it looks. Like, I genuinely am looking at it now and I like it. You know, it's covered up my scars, it's done exactly what it says it does, and I can't fault it. It's not, I don't even know what to describe it, but there's something coming out of this, but I don't know whether it's bad or good. I don't really get it. I don't really get it. Maybe it's just the plastic, I don't know, and maybe I'm just really sensitive today. But yeah, so I'm genuinely so far impressed with how this foundation is. But obviously, you know, I need to see how it works with my other products because I'm not switching up all my concealers and stuff just to match this foundation. So I'm gonna go away, apply some concealer, and the concealer I'm going to use is normally my Too Faced Born This Way concealer, mixing it with my Aucoin concealer as well, going in with my Morphe bronzer, all my usual stuff. You can see my previous videos to see kind of what products I've been using, and then I'm going to come back at the end and then give you guys my thoughts, show you guys how it looks once it's blended all together, and yeah, we can decide whether this foundation is even worth you guys going to spend your coin on. So I just want to come on here as I'm mid blending out my concealer and say that I really do like how this blends out with the Too Faced Born This Way concealer. It literally just glides, like you can just see everything is just so smooth and it just blends so nicely. So just wanted to point that out as I'm doing it. Okay guys, so I have basically finished my face, just kept it really simple, and yeah, so this is the Kat Von D Good Apple Foundation Balm in action, and honestly I genuinely am a fan. I love the consistency, I love the coverage. I just feel like it just feels so light on my skin. It doesn't feel heavy like the Lock-It foundation. It's giving me like NARS but not as shiny, and I do believe that there is still some transfer on this, but it's not as much as the NARS. Like NARS foundation, even though people be saying it slaps, the transfer is absolutely crazy. But yeah, just looking at it again, I feel like this shade is the perfect shade for me. I just feel like I'm radiating. I feel like my oil is still controlled at the same time. It's that perfect blend between the two. And yeah, like I can see why this was a popular product that's been trending on TikTok. So let's go and look at exactly how much I paid, because I absolutely have no idea. I cannot remember for the life of me. So I actually ordered this off Boots. So if you're from the UK, I got this online at Boots, and I believe it was £29. I mean, looking at the size of it, I mean, I'm a bit like £29, like really and truly. But I'm hoping this will last. I mean, like you could see, I didn't actually use that much, and it, you know, it covered up quite a bit, so maybe this is long lasting. But you know, I do think that it is worth the price. I can't lie to you, there is still some transfer, but it's not as bad like I mentioned in terms of comparing it to the NARS Natural Radiant foundation. And yeah, I just understand the hype. Like I genuinely do understand the hype with this foundation. I would say purchase this foundation if you are looking for a new foundation. You want to have something that's a bit more full coverage, that will give you that kind of not completely cakey look. Obviously if I were to add loads of layers, I do believe this will give me a cakey look, but that's the reason why it's good to have a full coverage foundation that you can only really need one layer and it does the job, rather than having to cake on loads of product. I literally just used a light mist after this, so I haven't even used setting spray or anything. This is just kind of the finish that it's giving me, and like I said, I do feel I get that kind of airbrush look, which is everything that I look for in a foundation and more. Like I mentioned, it blended so nicely with my Too Faced Born This Way concealer, so it works really well with like creamy liquid products. So obviously my concealer, it blended so nicely. My contour, which I use a foundation stick, it just seamlessly glided and smoothed into it. Like you can just see, it's just such a clean finish. There's not really any harsh lines because it literally just blends. So for me, honestly, I definitely hands on heart recommend this product. Obviously, like, this is just a first attempt, first impressions. I will be using this in my other videos, and if my opinion does change, it is allowed to change, you know what I mean. But yeah, just off the first impression, my first try, my first time opening this package, I am super impressed. So just to remind you guys, I did get this in the shade Tan 74. I am 74 and it's giving me golden kind of vibe. So if you are my shade, you know, this will definitely be the shade for you. And yeah, thank you guys so much for tuning into this video. If you haven't, make sure you guys like this video. Make sure you comment down below what you guys think. If you guys tried this, you think it's overhyped, let me know what you guys are thinking in the description box below. Make sure you're subscribed to my channel, you know, trying to get to 1K as soon as possible. So support your girl, like, share, all them things there, and I would really and truly appreciate it. Thank you guys so much for tuning in, and I will see you guys in my next one. Mwah. Bye guys.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Where you are, wait, girl. Where you are, wait, girl.